Hello everyone, welcome to the world of software testing. So far we have covered what is software testing, why manual testing, why automation testing, how the projects come to the organization, and also we have covered what is BRS and what is SRS documents. So now here on we are going to start the major software testing concepts. So in this lecture, let's discuss about the very important question, that is SDLC, software development lifecycle. So this question frequently getting asked in the interviews. So almost all the interviews it is getting asked. So you might have already understood what is software development lifecycle with the name only. So it's basically in simple way the complete cycle of software development from its initiation, that is from the planning phase till the deployment, and also the operation and maintenance comes under it. So SDLC is a systematic process followed during the software development which ensures quality and correctness of the software built and which should meet the customer expectations within the defined timeline given by the client. This consists of detailed plan describing how to develop, maintain, replace or modify, enhance a specific software. So let's discuss about the phases of SDLC. So software development lifecycle phases. So there are total 7 phases of SDLC process. The first one is the planning phase. The second phase is requirement gathering and analysis. The third phase is design. The fourth phase is software development, that is the coding part, and then the software testing, deployment, operation and maintenance. So let's discuss all the phases one by one. So the first phase of SDLC is planning phase. The planning phase is the first phase of SDLC process. In planning phase, the allocation of resources including human resources as well as the material resources, the capacity planning around the team members, the project schedule, cost estimation is determined. So the roles involved in the planning phase are the project managers and the development staff. So there is the involvement of project managers and the development staff for the planning phase. The outcome of the planning phase is the key points are determined. So like this, that is the allocation of resources, human resource, material resource, capacity planning. So all these key points are getting determined in the planning phase. The next phase is the requirement gathering and its analysis. The second phase of SDLC is requirement gathering and the analysis. So basically the first phase, that is the planning, and the second phase, requirement gathering and analysis, are actually comes at the same stage. So as we can consider one phase only. So requirement analysis is the most important and fundamental stage in SDLC. It is performed by the senior members of the team with the inputs from the customer, the sales department, market surveys and domain experts in the industry. The information is then used to plan the basic project approach and to conduct the product feasibility study in the economical, operational and technical areas. The planning for the quality assurance requirements and the identifications of the risk associated with the projects is also done at this stage. The business analyst, that is the BA, and the project organizer set up a meeting with the client to gather all the data like what customer wants to build, who will be the end user, what is the objective of the project, and before creating the product, a core understanding or the knowledge of the product is very necessary. Once the requirement analysis is done, the next stage is to certainly represent and document the software requirements and get them accepted from the project stakeholders. The SRS document will be derived from the BRS document and the client formal sign-off approval will be taken on the SRS. The SRS document consists of all the product requirements to be designed and developed during the project lifecycle. So we have already covered what is BRS and what is SRS document in our past lectures. So you might have idea about it. If you did not have watched my previous video, please do watch it. I have added its link in the below description as well. So about the term product owner and business analyst. So these are two different terminologies. Like for the agile model, we use the term product owner, that is the PO, and in terms of other models, for example waterfall model, we use the term business analyst, that is a BA. So logically their responsibility is almost the same. This we are going to discuss in the further lectures in detail. Once the SRS document is approved by the client, it will be sent to the technical team, that is the development team and the testing team, where the technical team again start analyzing the requirements, understanding the requirement mentioned in the SRS document. So this is basically to keep all the development team on the same page and with the same understanding. So if anyone have any queries or doubt, they can get it clarified with discussing other team members or the business analyst. We cannot directly go and discuss with the client. We can pass it through BA or the product owner. So in this phase, the roles involved are the business analyst or the product owner, system architects, and for the SRS analysis, the development and QA team, architects and the project managers will be there in the SRS analysis. The outcome of this phase is the SRS document, that is the system requirement specification document, the final SRS approved by the customer. We get the SRS approved from the customer in this phase, and the technology selection for both QA and the developer. Then the next phase is the design phase. So in design phase, the system and the software design documents are prepared by the system architects or the senior developers to get the overall architecture. So with SDLC, every phase prior to the phase act as an input to the current phase. So let's say, for example, for the design phase, the input is getting from the second phase, that is the requirement gathering and the analysis phase. So in this phase, the two design level documents are prepared. So the first one is the high level design document. So HLD, that is a high level design. It is the overall system design. It describes the relation between the modules and the functions of the system. It also includes the interface relationship and the dependencies between the two modules. So here it is the high level design. So here you can see there is a login button, and then let's say, for example, the Gmail application. So there is a login. So you can log in with the username and password, and then there are some functionalities there. There will be a chatting functionality, mail functionality, and the setting functionality. And once you're done, you can just log out. So this is the high level design. So this is described high level. The next is the LLD, that is the low level design. So it is like detailing the HLD, and it defines the actual functional logic for each and every component of the system. So complete details on the interfaces. So here in this example, you can see there is a user. So user needs to enter the username and password here. And once he enters the username and password, he can click on the login button. So let's say user enters the username and password, and the login button if the username and password is available in the database, if it is valid, so the login button will work, and then the next page will get open. The functionality will get navigated to the home page, you can say. If the username and password is invalid, then it will throw an error. So again, it will ask to re-enter the username and password. So this is a low level design, which is the detailing of the HLD. So the roles involved in the design phase are the architects and the senior developers will be there. And the outcome of this phase is the technical design document. There's a TDD. So let's move on to the next phase. The fourth phase of SDLC is the software development, that is the coding part. So in this phase, the actual software development starts with the coding using the defined programming language based on the technical design document. So for example, some of the applications are in Java, JavaScript, Scala. So depending upon the defined language, the programming will get started. The coding phase is the longest phase of the software development lifecycle. The tasks are divided into modules, units, and assigned to each of the developers. Once the piece of the code or application is completed by the developer, that will be passed to the testing team in terms of builds or URL. So the testing team will get build on URL to get the testing started. So again, the roles involved in this software development phase is the developers and the architects will be there. And the outcome for this phase is the programs, application, or the module or build URL. So in parallel to the coding phase, the testing will work upon the test scenario identification, the test cases design, so that as soon as the testing team gets the build or URL from the development team, they can right away start testing it. So we'll discuss on how to find out the test scenarios and how to design the test cases based upon the scenarios in further lectures in more detail. So as of now, let's move on to the next phase. That is the phase 5, that is software testing. So once the piece of application is ready from developers, it will be deployed to the testing environment. So again, the testing environment we'll discuss in the next lectures in detail. So once the application is deployed to the testing environment, the test engineers start performing the various types of testing, functional as well as non-functional testing, by executing the design test cases or the test suites. So the main goal of software testing team is to follow the SDLC process for software testing and find out the defects in the application. So if they found any defects, that will be reported to the developer, and which the developer will try to fix and provide a new build or the URL, on which the testing team will again perform the testing. They will do retesting and regression testing. Once all the defects are fixed and retested by the testing team and all the defects are closed, we can say that testing is complete and the software is ready to go to the production. So again, here the SDLC process is again the most important questions getting asked in the interviews, so that we are going to discuss in the further videos. So the SDLC process we are going to discuss in the future lectures. So the roles involved in the software testing are the testers as well as the developers, because the testers are testing the features, and if they find out any defects, that will be again reported to the developers. So developers will work upon the fixes and then tester will again retest it. So, and the outcome for this phase is the defects, the test summary report, test plan and the test document. The next phase of SDLC is the deployment. So once the software testing is completed and no bugs are remaining in the software application, then the deployment process gets started. So based upon the feedback given by the project manager, the final software gets released and checked for the deployment issues, if any. So next phase is the operation and maintenance. So this comes after the deployment of application into the production phase. So once the software application is deployed to the production, customers or users start using the developed system. So based upon the feedback from the customers, development team work upon, then there will be a bug fixes. So the bugs are reported because of some scenarios which are not tested at all. Those are called as production issues or the production failures. So these are the failures or issues are detected by the actual users. Then upgrade. So upgrading the application to the newer versions of the software. So again, as we said, the software will be into the it will get deployed piece by piece. So it will not be a complete software at once. So there will be upgrades, and then the next is enhancement. So adding some new features into the existing software. So if there are any enhancement required by the users, that could be added into the software as an enhancement part. So roles involved in the operation and maintenance are the testers, developers, customer, business team, architects, project manager and the delivery manager. And the outcome of the operation and maintenance is the quality product, enhancements and the production issues. That is the maintenance. So the main focus of SDLC phase is to ensure that the customer needs continue to be met and that the software continues to perform as per the specification mentioned in the first phase. That is the planning. Yeah, so this is the SDLC process. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe our channel for such more videos and click on the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thank you so much for watching.